Today is July 8th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Matt Rocchio, and we are brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri. Rock, the Cardinals last night. It took them a while, and it was a pretty tense game. I think more so because of how much the team has struggled lately. But they finally got a win. They did not get swept in the 4-game series against the Braves, and I don't. I mean, not to sound too prisoner of the moment, but one of the most important wins of the season. It felt like.
Yeah, stopping that kind of skid right before you end the first half of the season, that's always going to be an important win. But just like you said, you don't want to, you know, overrate something so early in the season, even at this point. But still, it did kind of feel monumental. And there are some positives to take out of it, obviously, in a win, but there are some negatives. 19 strikeouts, obviously, it's never going to be good. Dylan Carlson continuing to hit and show out his ability in center field. That's a plus. Also, getting 4 strong innings from Liberatore, 2 strong innings from Jordan Hicks, and the continued development of kind of that back end of the bullpen. Those are some things to take away.
Yeah, and Packy Naughton, you talk about it. Packy Naughton comes in
He's been great.
after being the story of the game earlier in the week for I don't want to say all the wrong reasons, but he was a story for just going in there and biting the bullet for the team. He made a sacrifice. The team, rewarded him. I guess you could say by
The
keeping him on the
conversation.
roster. And
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but that was a little odd. Like the baseball's odd in that like that's a storyline. That like a guy eating an inning like that isn't going to get like sacrificed, on the altar of the taxi squad essentially. The fact that like that's like some really cool thing is like good for him and good for the Cardinals. That just did kind of highlight a weirdness in baseball if you ask me.
yeah, and the fact that he knew it too, kind of
Yeah.
going into it and knowing that
Exactly.
it was something else. But he comes out there, he gets the save. The bullpen, just in total, Jordan Hicks goes out there, 2 innings, allows 1 hit, strikes out 3. Matthew Lippman, let's start with Matthew Liberatore, who
Sure.
went 4 innings, 3 hits with 4 strikeouts, and I think earned himself another start. I think in doing so has earned him a start this next week while the Cardinals are at home. You had Junior Fernandez comes out again, 2 innings, allows 1 hit. Ryan Helsley gives up the 2 guys that you expect to be your best relievers, Gallegos and Helsley, your 8th and 9th inning guys, are the 2 that give up the runs, and then Packy Naughton comes out and gets them out in the 10th inning. So you expect, or I should say, the 11th inning last night. So the 2 guys you expect to be lights out close. Ryan Helsley, was probably stretched out a little bit, 2 1/3, but only threw 26 pitches to get those out. So I don't think we will see him tonight, but he's not as stressed out as he usually would be after throwing 2 1/3 innings.
5th blown save for Gallegos. Are you at any point, it's been kind of like there's been like little blowups followed by incredible stretches by Gallegos. Is that just kind of what you expect with him at this point, or is there some worry maybe creeping in with him at this point?
No, you're exactly right about the blow ups followed by that. I mean, we've seen it before where he's blown a save and then goes out and strikes out the side in his next outing. If that's a trend, it's not a good one. If you, I mean, you can go and you can throw him tonight, and if he goes out there and strikes out the side, great for tonight. And then you kind of just wait for that time bomb to explode again. I think they need to maybe reassess what his role is going to be on the team. He's no longer the closer of the team. Maybe he's not your 8th inning guy. Maybe he's not your high pressure situation guy. He's just an arm that you can rely on in the bullpen to get you outs when you need them. Maybe he falls back a few spots. Maybe Junior Fernandez picks up the slack there. You have Genesis Cabrera, who we expect back this weekend too, that can come in there and do that. Where does Packy Naughton fall in to some of these roles now? And maybe you start to shuffle things a bit with that circle of trust that Ali Marmol had with the bullpen. Maybe there's some shifting around. If there's a whiteboard in the room with the magnets on it, and you're kind of going around looking at who you're putting where, maybe you start to reassess who pitches the high leverage spots, and maybe you throw Junior Fernandez out there in a higher leverage situation and say, hey, you know what? You've been pitching really good for us. You're now what's he at now as far as innings wise on the season? Maybe you kind of look at it and you go, all right, big boy, let's we're gonna give it to you here. Go out there and yeah, he's at 11 and 2/3 innings right now without allowing a run. See what he's got.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think like you said, they're going to have to change up the roles a little bit. They're going to have to move some things around. I think that's both the case with the bullpen and also the lineup. I think this is going to be an interesting stretch to kind of close out the first half to see how Ali Marmol is going to manage it with those kind of weird things. In fact, we're talking right now, really almost 3 hours from game time, and the lineup still isn't out. And I think that's probably because we're going to see something a little bit different today. We saw something weird yesterday with Nootbaar, Capel, and who was the other? Was it Yepez, the third outfielder in the lineup when it got released yesterday? And obviously Dylan Carlson kind of changed it, completely changed the game. I just think we're going to have to see some things, some roles, some timing with players and subs that we haven't seen previous until now to kind of get them through these last 10 games.
We are waiting the lineup to come out for the Cardinals this afternoon or this evening. Has not come out just yet, but we should note that Katie Wu reported about 20 minutes ago that it does not appear that that Tyler O'Neill will be activated by the Cardinals. So we'll find out exactly why that is here in just a bit. So the big news today out of the Cardinals camp is that Albert Pujols has been named to the All-Star game. One of the, I guess, the commissioner's list, Rob Manfred's picks for the All-Star game. He is putting Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera in the All-Star game. A fitting tribute to the end of both of their careers. We don't know if Miggy will play one more year or not. After this season, we do know this is Albert's last year. Miguel Cabrera is having a really, really good year in Detroit and is going to just continue to kind of rise the ranks there with some of the numbers that he's going to put up. But Albert gets to go back to LA where he spent the last decade, and he gets one more, I guess, night of honor there. I guess as I have been following the Albert gift tracker all season long to what teams are doing for him. So I definitely will be tracking that at the All-Star game to see how they honor those two great hitters.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier today with Miguel Cabrera, and I was like, is there? I mean, he's batting 308. He's so he's first on the team in batting average. He's doing that in third on the team in plate appearances. 31 RBI leads the team. I mean, was he not going to be like? Couldn't they just put him in as the automatic like Tiger pick? Is there a pitcher I'm not looking at that is a clear option for like the automatic Tiger pick in there? I mean, none of their pitchers are really blowing him out of the water either. So like, I thought Miggy was going to be the automatic Tigers player, for this All-Star game anyhow. And then obviously Pujols wasn't going to be that way for the Cardinals. They're going to have four or five All-Stars. So I think it's a cool situation there. But the Miggy one's weird because again, this might not be his last year, and wasn't he already going to be there?
I don't know if maybe just making the announcement to tie those two in together is maybe more of the important thing of saying that, you know what, you guys both have 3,000 hits. You're both at the end of your career. You both have won World Series. We are, this is what we are going to do to honor both of you on this national stage in the game. And I'd have to look here. I'm trying to bring up the most recent poll right now, or the most recent voting, to see who are the final two at shortstop right now for the is Baez in the vote right now for the Tigers? Is he in the final two vote for his position at the moment?
That's a good question. Let me check that. I was also going to look up. I mean, maybe Gregory Soto's in there for relief pitching. I mean, he's having a solid season. Sub-3 ERA, 17 saves, only 2 blown. So I mean, he's having a good year, but still, that's not the fan voting.
Yeah, Baez is not actually. It's Tim Anderson is your leader at shortstop. Altuve at Altuve's at second right now for the American League. So yeah, it's it's just a nice honor, and maybe this way too, they don't have to take another Tiger for the All-Star game, and that can be their representative. for the team itself. So as you mentioned, multiple cars. I don't know, Helsley's kind of fallen off a bit. That does suck that Helsley has fallen off a little bit for the Cardinals, because it did look for a while like he was going to be a lock for one of those spots.
I mean, Edmund falling off the, kind of out of the balloting. He came out the very first one. He was kind of higher than I expected him, and then he obviously then hit a malaise. And if you're not constantly, in everyone's, coming out of everyone's mouth as the good hitter, the top hitter, when you're a surprise like Edmund, you're not going to build up the vote. So that was kind of a bummer. Not surprised, but I mean, there was that run there when he was hitting the crap out of the ball, and he had, the best WAR in Major League Baseball behind anyone not named Manny Machado or whatever that stat was, and he's kind of falling back a little bit. That would have been cool though.
No lineup as we get set to wrap up today's show. Rock, I know you are headed down to the ballpark right now. The Phillies lineup, it is out, though. Kyle Schwarber is leading off and playing left. Riz Hoskins at first. Nick Castellanos in right. Derek Hall DHing. JT Realmuto is behind the plate. Didi Gregorius at short. Bryson Scott at second. Alec Braum is at third. And Odubel Herrera is in center field for the Phillies. It's Zach Wheeler against Adam Wainwright. Another Adam Wainwright start without Yadier Molina behind the plate for the Cardinals. Check out your favorite writer on Twitter. Check out the Cardinals account on Twitter to find out what their starting lineup is going to be for tonight. When it's announced, I would imagine it's going to be announced. Honestly, Rock, I expect to hit the commercial at the end of the show and to have that lineup come out, because I know
absolutely
that I know the clubhouse was opening at 4:15 today, and as we talk right now, it is it's 4:16, so that lineup is going to come out now at any possible second. This has been another episode of Daily Cards Live here on Claibs Online, brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks of Missouri and Mungenast St. Louis Acura. Mungenast St. Louis Acura, you could find them online at stlouisacura.com, serving the St. Louis area since 1986, and the nation's only 30-time Acura Precision Team winner. That is Mungenast St. Louis Acura at 13720 Manchester Road. And Rock, you were just there the other day. They have cars there on the lot. I know a lot of dealerships are dealing with shortages. They have the cars out there, and not just Acura cars. They have all makes and models out at Mungenast St. Louis Acura. So go say hi to our guy Clayton Patterson out there. That's going to do it for our show today. It's Rock and Rammer next week as Rocchio fills in for me after he has filled in for Rammer for the past. I feel like Rammer has been gone for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I think I did Tuesday of last week, and then it's been every day since then.
Yeah,
so not Monday, Rammer, obviously, because of July 4th, but I think we did 8 shows.
Yeah, an extended vacation for Bob Ramsey. He comes back, and you and him will do the show together on Monday.
Kevin Durant is still on the Nets, so as long as Rammer is back by the time that changes, I'm okay with it.
And then as long as you bring Claibs on to the two-man game episode when Kyrie gets traded to the Lakers, that's all I ask for. We need that. That immediate reaction before he has time to make any kind of comment or have any kind of other thoughts. You need to get that live on video.
And much like Kyrie, we're just going to give it to him, and we're just going to step out of the way and let him over-dribble.
Yes, absolutely. Do that. He's Matt Rocchio. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live. Enjoy your weekend of baseball, everybody.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.